We look to the heavens for hope, guidance in a world of uncertainty. Within our universe, a mighty star shines bright over us and reflects itself to enlighten our darkness. It is from that star that our very molecules are born, boundless and bright. That mighty star commands a universe of stars that bear witness to our history and are attached to our ideas of the future. In these stars, we find our beginnings. In these stars, we learn of our endings.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of In the Stars with Dwayne. I'm your host, Dwayne Dunleavy, and we are in the center of May, which is almost in the center of the year 2023. We've been in Taurus for quite a while now, which is all about self-worth, material items, kind of enjoying that beginning part of spring. And now we're going into Gemini. Gemini is the sign of being, it's an air sign, and it's the sign of the twins, hence the name of our episode today, Double Your Pleasure with the Sign of the Twins, because if you know any Geminis, you'll know that they tend to be very analytical. If they have to make a decision, they'll ask 15 people, or they will carefully choose out their directions and all of that kind of stuff. So we're going into that kind of energy, going from this home materialistic kind of energy to more of an air, it's an air sign, to more of an airy kind of feeling about communication and talking with people. Now, at any given time, whenever I do a reading, I like to know where the planets are in the solar system. And, we've talked about it a million times on this show, but if you want to get your chart done, get all of your chart done, find out what planets you are. That means that that's where the planets were at the moment you were born. So right now, on May 10th, 2023, the planets, Earth, of course, is going into Taurus. And the first thing is that we will get out of Mercury in retrograde on the 14th. So 4 days from now, you might just be seeing this on the 14th or maybe after, but all of the technology's been going crazy. Phones, computers, cars have been breaking down. That's all attributed to Mercury in retrograde. And basically all that means is that from the Earth, it looks like to us that Mercury's going backwards. And that's because of the way that the planet moves and all that stuff. Who cares, right? And can you say that everything is about Mercury looking like it's going backwards? No, but I don't know why. It just does seem to always hit at the times when Mercury is in retrograde. So we're getting the hell out of that now. We can get out of that and start getting into more fun times, especially when it comes to Gemini. I mean, Geminis are fun people. Like I said, if you know them, they're analytical. Yes, they have two sides. Usually the second side, or what we might call the downside of Gemini, comes out whenever they're inebriated or whatever, or angry, things like that. The good side is usually always there. Some famous Geminis, Donald Trump, Carmen Electra, so many Geminis in the world, Neil Patrick Harris. There's a lot of Geminis on this planet that we all know about who are famous because they tend to be really interesting people. Now, coming into Venus is coming into Cancer right now, and that means, actually, Venus enters Leo on Monday, on the 5th, which means romantic, emotional stuff can be happening, kind of a feeling of, I know what I'm going to do in this relationship. So if you're having any kind of relationship issues, things should come a bit clearer at that time. Next, we have Mars in Cancer, and Mars enters Leo on the 20th. That can be a lot of fun. Mars and Leo, both fire. Mars it's about war, but it's also about getting things done, about not anybody getting in the way of the Mars Aries planet. And going into Leo, it's a party time. It's fun. It's summer. So that's going to be great. Emotions can be high. And, in the world, war itself might actually ramp up. You never know. Jupiter in Aries is something that's happening That's already been happening, and it enters Taurus on the 16th. And what that happens is getting things done in the dreams department, like getting things that you've dreamt about worked out and figuring out what steps need to be taken and actually taking them. So that's the time to do that, no matter what your sign. These are all general readings based on where the planets are, keep in mind. Next, we have right now Saturn is in Pisces and it goes into retrograde in Pisces on the 17th. So a week from now, we're going to see things like our intuition about career and further future status, basically, opening up and kind of becoming clear to you. Now, if you are a Pisces, you're going to get all kinds of stuff over this month, all kinds of feelings and things, emotional stuff, intuition, creativity. The Pisces are going to get a lot more than everybody else. And then Uranus, or you might want to say Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus and it goes station retrograde in Taurus on the 28th. But that is actually, it does that in August. So it's got a while from now. And basically, fundamental changes in values can happen over this time between now and August. So that is June, July. So about a 3-month period. That means fundamental changes in your values. You might be like changing your entire life in some way at that time, and especially if you are a Taurus or a Pisces again. And then we have Neptune in Pisces. Now, this is the most exciting thing. Neptune is not always considered a planet, and neither is Pluto, but Neptune in Pisces is actually what they call rainbow children are born in that time. And rainbow children have to do with gender fluidity. So that means that it's the whole generation of gender fluidity is born under that sign. And that goes in retrograde into Pisces June 30th. That also it goes with education. So there's actually been a lot in the news about this, about gender fluidity, about LGBTQ, about all this kind of stuff in the news having to do with education, which is, again, it's strange, isn't it? That's what that would be all about, and that's what's going to be happening at that time. So it's just wild to me. Now, if you want to see what those planets look like in those houses, which is basically a photo picture from today, May 10th. Take a look at the picture that we are showing you now. It has all of the houses and it has where the planets are. This is if you're looking at the solar system from above, like a bird's eye view. So check that out. And that's the snapshot from the astrological physical world today. Now, we said we're going into Gemini. They are analytical, they're smart, they have varied ideas and interests. So let's say you have a Gemini child. That child probably wants to play, but wants to draw, wants to make things, wants to ask so many questions, talks a lot. Geminis are known for talking a lot. They're the communication sign. And they tend to have tangential conversations. So they'll start on one thing and then 5 different subjects down the line that have grown from that one thing, and they're all interesting subjects. They have a need for understand why things happen, how things happen. All of that is part of being a Gemini. The color for Gemini is turquoise. If you are a Gemini and you want to wear your power color, now keep in mind, everybody always says, that's not my favorite color. It doesn't mean it's your favorite color. It means that it's your power color. That means if you wear that color or surround yourself in that color, it gives you a vibration. It gives you a positive energy. For instance, I always say if you're going to go to an interview, wearing your power color can help you because it's supposedly to make people not even be able to contradict you or say no to you. So keep that in mind. If you're Gemini, try some turquoise, see what the situation is. The body part that rules Gemini, we've talked about this before. Each sign has its own body part. The lungs, the arms, and the hands are attributed to Gemini. So a lot of times Geminis get cuts on their hands, they get injured on their hands, things like that. They also work well with their hands. It's a positive and negative, the best and worst. Now, we do have a great little chart here that has all of the signs and all of the body parts. As you can see at the top left, Aquarius has the ankles, the lower legs, the circulatory system. So there's multiple areas attributed to each sign. My sign, the Sagittarius, is the hips, thighs, liver, and the sciatic nerve, all of which I can tell you I feel on a daily basis as I'm getting closer to 50. Libras, kidneys, the body, and equilibrium, finding balance. Pancreas and intestines are attributed to Virgo. That's why they tend to have stomach issues, things like that. Let's see, Taurus is the throat, larynx, and ears. So you can see how these kind of things work through. If you want to find out more about that, you can, of course, do your own a little bit of research and find out what your sign has. We've also done episodes based on specifically explaining what each sign means, what their element is, what their body part is. And all of that kind of stuff. Don't forget that if you want to get your chart done, there are millions, probably not millions, maybe hundreds of links out there online where you can get a free natal chart done. You can also contact us here at Keone Productions and we can do a chart for you. You can comment on one of these. Hopefully we will see it. We've usually got people out there checking things out. And you can find out what your specific chart is. Now, that's what the difference is. People say, well, astrology doesn't work for me. I'm so not a Libra. I'm so not a Leo. But that's not how it works. Even two people born on the same day, if they are born on different parts of the world, then the effect of the planets on that person are going to be different. That's why you do the chart, to find out all of the planets where they were, the moon, everything where it was when you were born. And that all coincides with how you developed inside of the womb and all that. Go back to episode 1 and see what I say about why I believe that astrology really works. And also that, I don't think anybody should really base their lives on it. Don't believe it to the point where you change your life. But I'm constantly trying to find that it is not true. And every time I turn around, there's something true in astrology. So it is a 3,000-year-old art. And I think it definitely has some validity, even if we're just appreciating it for what it is. So yeah, don't go changing your whole life for astrology, but check it out. Check out your astrology, see what it's all about. And hopefully you do, and you keep on watching us here. So that's another episode of In the Stars with Dwayne. Keep looking up.